I have an '03 Dodge Ram Cummins, 3.9 or 5.9, and would have what would be the best fuel additive to use and oil.
And oil. So it's an '03. It's got some miles on it.
Diesel Extreme to start off first. Yep. I mean, really anything on the fuel side, you want to go run with our two-step fuel process, which is Diesel Extreme out of the gate, followed up by EDT. I like to tell people both those products have pretty much the same chemicals in them, let's say. You're going to get the cetane boost, the lubricity additive, an injector cleaner, I'm using my fingers, a rust and corrosion inhibitor, a water dispersant, and a fuel stabilizer.
They're both 6-in-1s.
Yeah, they're everything you need to treat the awful diesel fuel and also protect your fuel system. The difference in the two is that we really crank up the fuel system injector cleaner in the Diesel Extreme. So especially if you're just stepping into the fuel additive market with an '03 that has that many miles on it, you're going to see a huge gain out of Diesel Extreme. So let's get it all cleaned out first. Go ahead and put a full dosage of Diesel Extreme. Once you get it all cleaned out, EDT is your everyday product. It gives you the same, it's a more balanced mix of those chemicals, so you're still going to keep your cetane up while you maintain the cleaning and everything. And then we say every 6,000 miles or so
for Diesel Extreme,
you want to go back to just do one tank of Diesel Extreme. So I recommend that. I mean, except for maybe the first time you buy a brand new truck, it doesn't need to start with Diesel Extreme. Other than that, every 6,000 miles, let's clean it out. I know a lot of guys do it with their oil change interval.
Right, every time they change
your oil, you run Diesel Extreme, and then you switch back to the EDT for every tank.
Yeah, he mentioned oil. I don't know if he's
he also asked about oil.
Oil additives are just as oil, but kind of the same. If it's the additive, same thing, right? The two-step.
Yep.
Start with stiction eliminator, jump to FR3. What would you recommend as actual engine oil? It's an '03. Would you say?
It always depends on the application. We need to know a little bit more. Is it just a daily driver?
It's got 93,000 on it.
93,000.
Wow.
So I definitely would put some stiction eliminator in there and get that cleaned out. Let's start fresh and clean.
Yep.
But we have an array of oils from our Green Diamond line, which has a Group 2, Group 3 blend, like a semi-synthetic, up to a full Group 3 synthetic, and then we have our full-blown Group 4 PAO Blue Diamond stuff.
And the black diamond.
It really depends on what the application is for the truck. If it's just your daily driver, you don't tow with it much, you're not drag racing or dirt dragging with it, or it's just your get-around truck, and you're doing average intervals that you want to go for, you're going to be fine on our Green Diamonds. If you really want to try to go extended intervals, you want to look to our Blue Diamonds, but then you want to couple that with a bypass filter. Now, if you're on the higher horsepower side, if you're on the performance side, and an '03 is going to be pre-emissions.
Right, yep.
So you don't have to worry about a DPF there. You could really run our Adrenaline if it's just a performance truck, but if it's one of those street strip trucks,
go with the Black Diamond.
Black Diamond is the best oil you could find. I mean, the Black Diamond is awesome. Black Diamond has the protection of our Adrenaline racing oils, but then we add a huge TBN and detergent package to it to give you those longevity street miles too. So it's the best of both worlds. It's not a cheap oil, but it's going to give you the best protection in the industry and give you a long interval to run on.
So he came back and said that it is his daily ride and it is just a stock engine. So we're thinking the Green Diamond.
I would run Green Diamond. Yep. Anything over that's really going to be like overkill. You're welcome to buy it. It costs more and it pays bills around here for us. But really, that's why we formulated the Green Diamond is for the daily driver. So I think your choice then would be between what we call a semi-synthetic versus the full synthetic. The only two differences there is really going to be your interval and how long you really want to go with it. And if the next question is how long can I go with it, which I always hear, I hate answering that question without doing an oil analysis. Yeah. Every truck is different, especially an '03 pre-emissions truck. We really kind of would like to see a sample at, say, maybe 5,000 miles or something. 5,000 to 7,000 miles would give us an idea of how much soot you're putting into the oil. Every truck's got a little bit of blow-by, and your pain point on when that oil needs to be changed is going to be based on really how dirty it gets, before you start shearing it out of grade. So let's see how much soot you're putting into it. We do oil analysis at cost. They're $20, postage paid. Yep. It's the best thing you can do to get the it's like taking a blood test. You know, we can really find out a lot about the truck, and then we can advise you on how long of interval you can go, so you can get the most out of your money. And we'll advise you as far as you can take it while still protecting the engine and getting all the value out of the oil too. So I would go with those.
We would encourage people to do oil analysis whether you use our products or not.
Yeah, we'll analyze anybody's oil.
Yeah.
Yep, doesn't matter.
It's a great way to just monitor the health of your engine, really. You
Yep.
can take wear particles, all kinds of stuff. So definitely worth it.